Hey guys, welcome to Cincinnati. I'm Dejan Kovacevic. He's Chris Halicke. He's Greg Macafee, and we're from DK Pittsburgh Sports. And the Steelers beat. Wait, did they add the scores up yet?
I mean, that was one of the highest scoring ones, I think.
What was it? No, I'm totally
44,
serious.
44-38.
44-38. And if somebody told you that this was going to be an 81-point game, you probably would have said what?
Yeah.
That's about it, huh?
I think that's what we all expected. I mean, we all expected a little bit of a shootout, and the Steelers' offense came in. Russell Wilson came in. They answered the call today.
And the idea of expecting the Steelers to be in a shootout, but expecting the Steelers to succeed in a shootout, it's two different things. That's the part that I can't shake today. Ever since this ended.
Yeah. So we've seen it once this season, in which they were able to kind of climb back. Now, they didn't win because that was the Indianapolis game with Justin Fields.
Oh, yeah.
They did kind of climb back there, and that kind of proved that, okay, well, maybe if they fall down by a big margin that maybe they can, but this was one of those games where the Cincinnati gets a pick six right away.
Yeah.
They fall down, and then the offense immediately answers. And then the Bengals score, and they just end up trading touchdowns with the number one passing offense.
And I don't like to be the guy who ever reduces the game to just the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Okay. In fact, I have a lot more fun with football in looking at, look at this, the right tackle did this, and then I just had a conversation with Broderick Jones about what he did on a certain block and whatever, and that's fun to me. Mm-hmm. But my feeling after this is, well, those guys had a really, really good quarterback.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the Pittsburgh guys had a really, really good quarterback. Am I oversimplifying this?
No, not at all. I mean, I think Russell Wilson came in. I think he threw for over 400 yards.
Yep.
He had one of the best first halves of his career. And I think the big thing was, at least for me, was how he got everyone involved. I mean, there was 10 players that caught a pass today. They really got the running backs involved in the passing game. Mike Tomlin said they came in with that game plan to kind of bring them out of a soft drop zone, face some more man-to-man coverage and things like that. But, Russell Wilson really played up to expectations today.
I think one of the things is that he took the easy answers whenever Cincinnati gave them to him. How many dump-offs to running backs were there that produced 6 yards here, 12 yards there, 9 yards here?
Just take it.
Take it. Yeah, absolutely. And if Cincinnati gives that to you, then take it. But then again, he was also able to, make a couple of plays in which he was Russ. He was able to scramble out of the pocket, make some plays. How are you going to argue with? 7 points spotted by the defense, but 37 points by the offense.
No, it's Arthur Smith just. We were talking as I was walking out of the locker room, and I said something similar like this to him. I said, I made a joke with him. I said something like, "It's easy to be a great coordinator when you're getting quarterback play like that, right?" and he said, "You have no idea." And I said, "What do you mean by that?" And he said, "Well, what a lot of people don't see, and this is the whole game inside the game thing." He said that when Russ was out there, he said he was moving with pace, and that kept Cincinnati from putting the defensive personnel on the field that they wanted to in certain situations. This is going to be one of those fun things to look at in the film afterward. Mm-hmm. But as a result, Russ was able to get away with maybe some plays that he wouldn't have otherwise here. Look, we're not idiots here, okay? That defense was terrible, okay? If that isn't the worst defense in the NFL, I don't even want to know what is. However, somebody still had to execute.
Yeah, absolutely. You still have to make plays. It's still an NFL defense. We can talk about, this is the worst pass defense, or this is the... But how many times have we seen the Steelers go up against the worst rushing defense and not be able to run the football? How many times have we seen them go against the worst, of this and then still kind of be stagnant? That was a well-oiled machine today that was able to move the ball, obviously a lot through the air, but then also make the necessary runs on the ground to keep Cincinnati honest so they couldn't just drop 7 back all the time.
Now, from the other side, from the other perspective, which I'm sure had a lot of people throwing stuff at their TVs, the other guys, they get paid too, and they also move the football.
Yeah.
I thought, I don't know if this was Joe Burrow's best game, but I thought Joe Burrow did some things, certainly in the first half, that made you think, oh, really? Like, he's going to still get away with making that play because he was able to find his guy and wait him out. Jamar Chase finds a way to get open in the end zone. And you saw him utilize his weapons. You didn't see them explode necessarily, But this still isn't one that the defense is going to look at that tape and go, "Oh yeah, we were awesome."
Yeah, I mean, I think in the first half, I mean, the Bengals, their first 2 scoring drives were 2 70-plus yard 70-yard drives down the field.
Yep.
It wasn't really big plays, but it was methodical marching down the field. And they were able to just kind of chip away at the defense and find the open receivers like you mentioned with Jamar Chase in the back of the end zone. And they really just kind of chipped away as the game went on.
And then there's the whole concept. Look, I don't care about this franchise, all right? This place in general has so many bad memories. I was bringing it up with some people downstairs. And remind me to end the show on a positive note in that regard. Promise me. All right, okay. This place and this team and everything else, they can suffer for all eternity. I don't care, all right? However, what an offense they're wasting. What tools they're wasting. Here, of all places, they get nothing to show for this.
Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, to me, is the best quarterback-receiver combination
Yes.
in the league.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes.
And T. Higgins as a number 2.
Is the best number 2.
I mean,
yes.
I understand they don't have Joe Mixon anymore, but when you have a quarterback of Joe Burrow's talent, when you have a receiver of Jamar Chase's talent, and it's being wasted because the 11 guys on the other side of the ball cannot make stops.
They're not even close to making stops.
Yeah.
This is even with those guys. What's funny? Remember when Burrow took them to the Super Bowl and everything, and everyone's like, "This is it. They're going to run the AFC North for a decade," and everyone was like, "Whoa, hey, easy with that." They're not going to do any such thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's tough when I think you touched on it on your final 5 thoughts leading into the game. I mean, how many times this year have they put up 35-plus points and come out and
lose?
Yeah. That's a waste of a great offense out there.
That's what this is.
The Steelers took advantage of it today.
also, I don't care about. I just really don't care about them. The Steelers have put themselves in a really nice spot here. This is stuff that you and I were talking about in the drive on the way out here. Is like, what happens to them if they win this? Well, then what?
Yeah, I mean, they're 9-3 now. We're talking probably worst case scenario. If they only win one more game the rest of the way, out of the last 5, they're still in the playoffs. We're talking probably worst case scenario here.
Oh yeah, Tomlin got his the thing that people think is important that isn't important to anybody inside the Steelers. But go ahead.
No, but I mean, and obviously, depending on what happens with the Ravens, either way, they're still going to be in first place in the AFC North.
Yes,
with the Ravens going into their bye week and the Steelers play the Browns during the Ravens bye week. It's an opportunity to get 2 games ahead of them, or maybe even more than that. But it's a great situation that they put themselves in. To be 2-1 in the division already, that's already big, and we'll see what happens.
But it's also driver's seat material in another way, isn't it? Where you look at they're just playing better. They're becoming a better football team, aren't they?
I mean, they're improving as the season goes on. I mean, this was probably one of the best offensive performances of the year, and the defense is just kind of that there are some games, and then they come up in the second half today. They create some turnovers, and they're just improving as the season goes on. And that's what they need to do. I think TJ Watt put it best after in his post-game press conference. There's still work to be done. There's still stuff left there to improve on.
Yeah, no question. All right, the thing I was gonna. All right, I hate this place.
Positive note.
Well, that's actually for me. That's a positive note because we're leaving here soon. But I hate this place. I hate this place for a lot of reasons. I hate it more than anything because of what happened to Ryan Shazier here. And I just have to share with you guys. I just watched him walking out of the locker room downstairs. How?
I saw him getting on the elevator, and I just...
Here.
Yeah.
Do you know how... we can't even fathom how tough an individual has to be.
I mean, we get to see him every day in practice, walking around the field, working with the running backs. Yeah, but being here, it's really neat to see.
That's something. Hey, guys, thanks for watching. You will have another one of these after the... they're beating Cleveland. After the victory over the Browns. All right? We'll do it then.